All right, so today we've got a big video planned and we're going to be cracking the code on the Facebook algorithm. This is a little bit of an ambiguous thing that a lot of people try and figure out, but we figured it out and we figured 5 trigger points to help you trigger the algorithm, get more visibility on your content, get more engagement on your content, and as a byproduct, get more people seeing your offers, your services, your products, and it will help you generate more leads and generate more clients. And so if you're using Facebook and you're using it for business and you want to get more clients, then this video is specifically for you. We do a massive portion of our business through Facebook. Facebook is still a great platform. In fact, it's booming more than ever. And with these 5 trigger points that I'm going to teach you today, I guarantee that it's going to increase your engagement and activity on Facebook. And as a byproduct, it's going to help you get more online clients. Let's get into it. Okay, so we're on Facebook and I'm going to take you through some things on my personal profile right now. I'm actually using my personal profile, make a note of that, not my business profile, because this is actually where we're getting all of our business. So we're doing organic marketing content and we're getting all of our organic leads via the personal profile. And you can do this too. It's completely free, using your personal profile to actually generate leads and clients. And that's what we're going to be triggering with these 5 algorithm trigger points today. Okay, so I'm on my profile right now. You can see here I've got a pinned post and I just want to share some analytics with you. So my profile is in professional mode right now, which allows me to actually see the analytics, and it's pretty easy to turn it into professional mode. If you go to the top, you click on these 3 dots, and then there's going to be an option here. Typically you'll have this option. Some people don't yet. Depends on region to region, state to state, country to country, but you should be able to turn it on there with a click. And when you turn it on, you're basically going to have these types of analytics, which has allowed me to figure out these algorithm trigger points and just see the growth in my activity, engagement, and visibility. And you can see on this post alone, we've got 2.8 thousand post reach. And I just want to give you some context, right? Look at the size of my profile. It's not that big. There's only 3,000 people that follow me. So that's almost 100% of my audience size, which is typically unheard of. Now, I'm not saying all of my posts get that amount of engagement, but what's led me to getting that amount of engagement is by doing these 5 things that I'm going to share with you inside of this video. So let's talk about the first one. And the first one is breathing time. So I just want to show you something here. Notice this was on May 2nd. And if I scroll down, this one was on April the 30th. So you see that there's at least a couple of days in between those 2 posts. And as a byproduct, I'm giving Facebook the opportunity to share my posts to enough people as possible, because the danger of posting too frequently, let's say multiple times a day, is you don't give Facebook the opportunity to let your post be seen by a lot of people, because it has to prioritize multiple posts, not just one post. But if you do a post and it starts to pick up traction and starts to maybe go viral, like this one that I shared up above, the last thing you want to do is post the same day or straight away, because then it distracts Facebook from this post, and that's going to limit the organic reach and it going viral. And so when you do a great post, when it starts to gather traction, when you see a lot of engagement, make sure that you give it enough breathing space before you post the next post. And typically what I do is I post maximum once a day, but often it's only every other day. Sometimes I go a few days without posting because I want to create enough breathing space. And if I do a really good post that seems to be getting a lot of traction, I may even give it 2 to 3 days just to let it run and let Facebook prioritize it with the organic reach. And Facebook loves this. And the more reach you get and the more engagement you get, the more points you get with the algorithm, and then you rank higher on the platform. So that's number 1, let it breathe. Now, the next thing that's going to really help you trigger the algorithm and get more reach and visibility on your content is essentially engaging with other people on the platform, because Facebook loves this. It's a social media platform, right? And so it wants you to be social, and being social means going and liking people's posts and maybe engaging as well with people's content, not just by liking, but also by commenting on it. So if we see a post that we like, and we can authentically drop a comment that's genuine by typing a comment here and posting it on this post, that's going to create more organic reach and trigger the algorithm for you, because what's going to happen is if this person, Brandon, responds, then Facebook's going to see our connection as stronger, and then it's going to feed more of my content to Brandon, more of Brandon's content to me, and as a byproduct, we're going to start ranking more in the algorithm because we're active and we're engaging on the platform. And so it's really good practice, if you can, to just take the time for 5 minutes today to go and like and engage and participate on the platform, because as a byproduct, that's going to really help you with the algorithm. And it's also going to drive some curious people over to your profile who are then going to see your content. And if you've got good content, they're going to engage in it too. All right, so let's dive into point number 3, and that's use all the features. And Facebook loves this. And if you do this, you're going to get a lot of points. Now, there's lots of different things you can do. If I type here, I can write out a post, right? But I can also do some other things other than just writing a post. I can also create reels, okay? I can also do maybe a live stream. See, there's a live stream option here. I can also use the stories feature, and you can see here I've posted a story recently, and so there's Johnny and Mita and Daniel, they're using the stories feature. But one of the features that people overlook, even though they may be using the Reels section, they may be posting written content, they may be going live, they may be posting stories, but what people often overlook is actually the features you can use inside of the stories feature itself. And so if you go to stories and you go to create a new story, and you look on the right-hand side when you go to create a new story, it's best done on the mobile app. It's going to give you some options, and those options are going to be polls, questions, comments, and sometimes it adds new things there and features and things that you can actually use in your stories. And if you use those things in combination with all the other stuff like lives, like reels, like written posts, then you're actually going to rank higher in the algorithm because you're using all the tools and features that Facebook wants you to use. So if you're someone who is actively using Facebook to actually grow your business, my next piece of advice, if you want to trigger the algorithm, is use all the features, the stories and the features that come with stories. Use reels, do live trainings, and also post content regularly. And all these things are going to give you more and more points with the algorithm. And as a byproduct, you're going to get more visibility, and you're actually going to be able to get more people seeing your content. So number 4 is acknowledgement. This one is often overlooked, and I used to overlook this when I first started using social. And honestly, I was being a little bit lazy. But I realized if I wanted to really make a big impact, really bring on a lot of clients and serve a lot of people, then I need to be doing all the things that lead to that mission and that goal. And one of those things is actually triggering the algorithm through acknowledgement. Because when we trigger the algorithm through acknowledgement, that's another way of us actually getting more organic reach and visibility, and also creating more virality with our posts. And so if I just open up this comment section here, notice that I'm actually responding to every single comment. And this is really powerful. And the reason this is really powerful is, number 1, we want to acknowledge people who are engaging with us, because if we acknowledge people, they're going to naturally engage more, right? Because what we appreciate appreciates, but what we acknowledge then multiplies and replicates, okay? Because if we were, for example, to ignore Stephen, then he may not engage the next time because we ignored him the first time, and quite honestly, it's rude, right? But if we actually like it and comment, then Stephen or AJ or Ben is going to be more likely to comment on the next thing or like the next thing. Equally, by commenting back is actually going to generate more visibility on other pieces of content because the profile is more active. But not just that. If you want more visibility on the actual post that you did, when someone drops a comment, my encouragement to you is to drop a comment back, because what I've identified is you get at least 10 new people seeing your post when you comment on a post or another comment appears on a post. Okay. So when I first got this comment from Stephen, let's say 100 people will have seen this post. When I commented back, what it's going to do is it's going to push the post to another 10 people, because the comments are demonstrating interest. And when something's interesting, Facebook wants to show it to more people. And so it pushes it to another 10 people. And if one of those 10 people then starts to engage, let's say AJ, then another 10 people get to see it. And then when I comment back to AJ, another 10 people start to see it. It's not always 10. Sometimes it's a little bit less, it's a little bit more, but it's around 10. And so that means that we're going to get so much more visibility by acknowledging people and simply by commenting back on the comments that are coming through. So the fifth and final algorithm trigger that will help you get more visibility is one that I think is the most overlooked. And this was the last one for us to figure out, and something that has had a massive impact on the amount of engagement and visibility that we're seeing on this profile that I'm showing you today. And that's having private conversations. And when I mean private conversations, I don't mean conversations on content. I mean conversations up here in the messenger inbox. And I'm not going to open this up because it's private. But if I were to open that up, you will see that I've got plenty of active, ongoing conversations with people who are basically in my network. So these people that you see on the feed, there'll be some of these people in the inbox with me right now having conversations. And what this does is it shows Facebook that you've actually got a really engaged audience, because if your audience is engaging with you privately, if Brandon is messaging me privately behind the scenes, that's considered the highest form of communication on the Facebook platform. Because it's very easy for someone to like and comment, but to engage in a private conversation, well, must be serious, right? Or it must be a deep connection that you've got if you're having these private conversations off Facebook. Whether that's true or not, it doesn't matter, because this is an algorithm that's being triggered. And so by having these private conversations with people behind the scenes, it means that you're actually showing Facebook that you're interesting, you're important, you've got these deep connections that you're having, and as a byproduct, you're going to score more points with Facebook's algorithm, and it's actually going to show more of your content to people on the feed. For example, if we scroll down and I find a person here amongst all these ads that we're seeing. So let's find just a singular person, Samantha Lee. Let's say Samantha Lee and me are speaking privately in Messenger, but she's not previously seeing my content. Because we're having a private Messenger conversation, two things are going to happen. Facebook's going to go, this relationship seems important. Let's start sharing more of my content to Samantha's feeds, because they're engaging in a private conversation. It must be important. They must want to keep in touch and see each other's content. Equally, I'm going to see more of Samantha's content on my feed because we're engaging privately in a private messenger conversation. But the bonus is, if I'm engaging in a private messenger conversation and Samantha Lee misses my post on her feed, she may just head over to my profile anyway to check out my content because she's interested in what I'm saying and what I'm doing and what I'm talking about. And then as a byproduct, she may like and comment, and that then triggers another algorithm boost and pushes the content even further. So you can see, when you actually pull all these things together, when you do all of those 5 things in combination on a regular basis and you stick with them, that's what's going to lead you to getting amazing organic reach and visibility by triggering the algorithm and working it to your favor. And as a byproduct, if you've got programs and offers and services, you're going to get a lot more people seeing those things. Now, before we wrap up, I've got a bonus secret weapon for you, and this is called UniPro. So essentially, this is a tool that we're running in the background on Facebook to help us with a lot of the activities that I discussed inside of this video. This was actually built and created by my 2 great friends. I just went to see them in Canada only recently, and they've built this incredible Facebook marketing tool that basically does all the things that we've been discussing here to really help with boosting the algorithm and creating virality, visibility, and engagement on content. So there's going to be a link down below this video if you did want to check that out. We're using this, we love this, and it's definitely a service and tool that I would be looking into if you really want to up your Facebook marketing game. If you found this helpful, hit the like button and definitely make sure you're subscribed if you want to check out some more content just like this, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.